Hello everybody, my name is Kelly Green, and today I'm going to be talking to you about boycotting bottled water. I'm sure by now most of you have been informed and heard of the recommendations to make sure you get your 8 glasses of water a day, or whatever the latest recommendation is. Well, I'm not here to take away from that. I would like to make sure that you're doing so in the safest manner possible. A number of people have turned to drinking out of bottled water or drinking bottled water for a variety of reasons. For a lot of times, it's convenient. For some of us, it's the taste. For others, it's quality. We feel like this is the safest and cleanest alternative, and it's not always the case. Many of us are unaware that the standards, regulations, and negative consequences associated with the water contained in these bottles. While we aim to try and be as healthy as possible, we might not actually be doing so. Even though there's no dyes, no sugars, and names you can't pronounce, there's a lot of things going on with the water that you're probably unaware of. Some interesting facts. Did you know that in 2006 we spent $60 billion globally on bottled water? And that right now bottled water is the second most popular commercial beverage, only second to soft drinks. However, in the next year, if not this year, that is actually projected to change, and water will be in the #1 spot. Some causes for concern are water quality testing has proven that bottled water is not necessarily cleaner or safer than water from the tap. Public water systems are subject to Environmental Protection Agency guidelines, while bottled water is only under the Food and Drug Administration guidelines. Food and Drug Administration only requires testing once every 5 years. In some places, such as New York, the public water system, however, is tested hourly. FDA testing is usually provided directly through the manufacturer themselves, and the guidelines tend to be a little less strict than that of EPA. Even though half of all bottled water comes from the tap, due to packaging methods, we're exposed to chemicals that leach into the water from the plastic itself. Some testing done through the National Resource Defense Council came back to show that 1/4 of the samples contain chemical and microbiologic contaminants. 1/3 of the brands tested contained things such as arsenic and carcinogenic compounds. Other testing found contaminants such as benzene, which is a cancer-causing agent, PET, which contains estrogenic compounds, which are damaging to both male and female reproductive organs. We have phthalate, which is another cancer-causing agent. BPA, also known as bisphenol A, is associated and linked to a numerous amount of health factors. We have negative consequences from BPA, such as damage to the reproductive organs. It's associated and linked with diabetes, obesity, breast cancer, prostate cancer, brain disorders such as ADHD, liver disease, ovarian disease, and disease of the uterus. If that wasn't enough to scare you, we still have to think about the impacts on the environment. Manufacturing plastic bottles, recycling them, and transporting them drains fossil fuels and contributes to greenhouse gases. Greenhouse gases are the #1 cause of global warming. And as far as bottled water is concerned, this contributes to more of greenhouse gases than all forms of transportation combined. That means boats, planes, trains, cars, you name it. According to the Pacific Institute, it takes 3 liters of water to actually get one bottled liter of water. There's no agency directly in charge with overseeing quantity control. Fewer than a quarter of the plastic bottles are actually recycled. There's 2 billion pounds each year placed in landfills. These bottles, depending upon the type, can take anywhere from 450 to 1,000 years to biodegrade. And right now, the U.S. landfill contains 2 million tons of discarded water bottles alone. To supply America with water bottles for 1 year consumes more than 1.5 million barrels of oil. This is enough to generate electricity for more than 250,000 homes a year, or enough to fuel 100,000 cars for a year. While making sure you get your daily recommended intake of water is important, you should probably give how you do it a little more thought. BPA-free water bottles with a filtration system provide a safer, higher quality water at a fraction of the price. Right now we're paying more for a gallon of water than milk, soda, or even gasoline. Right now we're paying 1,900 times more for bottled water than we can get it out of the tap ourselves. And this water has so much potential for harm. I really hope, because of the nature of today's discussion, you'll think before you drink and choose to boycott bottled water as well. Thank you.